Yeah.
And it is
It
free, right?
is.
It's like,
And it's so easy.
yeah.
It's so easy. I was like, dang. And I thought to myself, like, you guys are the first people that I've met that are sharing it and are like, hey, we have something that you can use and it is easy. Here it is. I told you I was an atheist. I didn't believe in anything. I just knew life was hard. I guess I would tell myself like, hey, there is a purpose for even all of the hurt and all of the pain and all of the, the ugliness. Even though it doesn't seem like it, it is possible to get to a place where you have everything you want, you have everything you need, but you have to find God. And I would probably be mind blown.
And so how does it feel? How does it feel putting Jesus first now?
It feels easy. Like where I was coming from was definitely like an atheist and an agnostic. And it feels so much more easier than I could have ever anticipated or ever thought. And it also feels so right. Like you fundamentally know that that is how it goes.
And
everything's been easier. I have dealt with a lot of addictions. And just again, going back to the hack that we did, it just shows you that you aren't your addiction. Therapists will tell you, oh, you've said it before that you'll continue, that it'll always have this sort of hold, and that's not true when God is at the center of it. Yeah.
That's so cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh.
It's freeing. It's very freeing because you're like, oh, yeah, it doesn't have the hold on me that I thought it did or that society told me it did. It doesn't. Yeah. Not with God at the center of it.
Yep. And then all your friends and family members who grew up with addictions, just like you and I, right? They learn those same sayings, right. Once an addict, always an addict, and so forth. And Absolutely. So they end up instilling it into us as well, right? So not only do we get it from our therapists, not only do we get it from the world, the textbook, but then our own friends and family are regurgitating it back to us. And so it becomes an identity.
Absolutely.
And it's like, no, it's not. This isn't true at all.
At all. At all.
That's the reason why God called us to do this, because of the fact there are people out there, but it's how can we get this to the rest of the world? When I learned it, and I spent so much money and so much time learning and just searching, like you, scrounging, but you mentioned like the way we're programmed, the way we're wired, we only know what we know, right?
Right.
So we're looking for answers, and I use this analogy with couples all the time. Like we want more out of our relationship. That's why we because we're trying to lift each other up. So we want more out of our relationship, but we don't know what more looks like.
No, we don't.
And
there are people that are looking for it, like you and I. Like I told you, I soak up everything because I'm trying. Even I grew up really poor, and I knew I didn't want to be poor, but I didn't know how. I didn't know, so then I start reading books and I start growing. And even in that, I look around and I'm like, no one is sharing this information. But you know what? There's been times where I do share the information, but some of the family members are so, just like I was, where everything is so ingrained. They don't think there's a way out and they won't listen to you, which is why I'm like having God at the center of it. I feel like that opens people's eyes a lot more.
And I think it's that shedding the light in those family members, because I have them as well, family members that won't listen. And it's two reasons. Number one, it's the Bible tells us it's pride and ego, right? So that'll keep us from wanting to grow. And then number two, it's just trapped. And that's what God showed me. God showed me that, hey, there's many people out there who don't actually have the pride and ego. They know they need help. They just don't know how. Right? Because I was one of them, and I was searching everywhere. And you start modeling these families that on paper they look good, right? And on the front lines they look good, but behind closed doors they are struggling with the same things that we were. And so I wasted years following those guys, thinking that was the model, and it was wrong. Stephanie and I, like, we really feel that God has called us to help free His people. Right? It's like,
Absolutely.
Hey, they don't have the pride. Sure, there are many people out there who have the pride and the ego that don't want to know about Jesus, but the ones who do just don't know how to. So go show
100%. Yep. That was us.
Yep, that was us as well. What would you want to tell the people in regards to Stephanie and our character and what you know about us?
I would say that everything that you guys talk about, it all comes from the Bible. It is all Bible based. That's where the answers are coming from. And you guys are both just putting it in a way that other people can understand. But everything that you've said and everything that you've taught us, we can go find in the Bible. It's just almost like a missing puzzle piece that you guys have given us, where now it's like, oh, okay, we can put it together. And when we were building the heroic woman, for example, all of that is in the Bible. God tells us what kind of women we want to be, but sometimes it just goes over our heads. And we just need someone to be like, in simple terms, hey, here's a list, choose from it, but everything has come from the Bible. And I realize that now in hindsight. I was like, oh my goodness, like, because I've been reading the Bible every day, and I'm like, everything that you guys teach is in there. Because as an atheist, I used to think, oh, I'm a good person. I was so wrong. That ideology was so wrong. But it just never occurred to me to ask a therapist where their values came from, because how are they going to show me, or how are they going to teach me, how are they going to guide me And I have no clue where their values come from. Like, it is, I don't know, in hindsight now, I'm like, of course it should have been Bible-based. Of course.
Do you feel that Stephanie and I carry the standards that we try to teach to people? You know,
absolutely.
Yeah.
100%, like, no doubt about it. Absolutely. Just in the way that everything that you've told us, hey, this is what you should be doing, this is what you should be exhibiting, this is what you shouldn't do. I feel like you guys definitely do set that standard, and it is finally something that we can look at and say, okay, that's how we want to be. We don't have anyone else that we look to. No one else is anywhere near those standards at all.
No, sorry. Being able to see it.
Yes, visually. That goes back to the visual thing, because it's not just a made up list. It's not you and Stephanie saying, hey, you know, this is how you should be, and, you know, this is how you could be. But we're not doing that. Right. You know, we're not gonna, because we see that you guys do support each other and you guys do everything together, and that there is this balance. And you can absolutely see that even when you guys are teaching. We can see how well everything flows, and you guys support one another, and the humility that both of you show to each other is easily seen. And you can also see that God is at the forefront of all of it.
What would you want to tell your old self or anybody else that's out there that's trying to get help or trying to find answers? And what would you want them to know?
I would tell them that with God, anything is possible, and anyone can be redeemed. Anyone.
So what would you tell anybody who's on the fence about joining the Ultimate Marriage Hacker, heroic men or heroic women?
I would say that you can't put a price on getting the right kind of help, and something that's been proven, that people are saying, hey, this is Bible-based, this is putting God at the forefront. And I would tell them that it's worth taking that chance. If you've already tried other things, why wouldn't you just try this? Especially, we've all spoken candidly of, you know, the different types of issues that we've had. And now, you know, we're sharing that, like, you know, we went from here, we went all the way over here, and we're striving to be, you know, 100%ers, but it actually worked. And I know anyone can say that, but the couples that you guys have mentored and that you guys have helped, we're all showing by our own actions. You know, anybody who's on the fence can look us up and see how we're doing and see that it does work, it does help.
Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah. So Jack was with your mom in the car on speaker.
Yes.
Not you in the car. Oh,
no. Cool. So that's why I'm saying, so she had no clue what was going on my end, but my tone was a little elevated initially. And then I was like, that's not the type of wife I want to be, especially if I know he's in front of someone.
Yep.
I'm not going to embarrass him. I'm not going to, belittle him. I'm not going to do that.
Wow.
So I stopped and I brought my tone down, and I was like, okay, go finish what you guys are doing. You know, love you. And he's like, okay. And you could hear my mom like, something's wrong. And like, I heard her say that. Yeah. And you know, I thought about what I was going to text him. I texted him exactly what my problem was, like, you know, what I was feeling. Of course, I swear I was tested, because he didn't read my text message for a few hours. And I would have been like feeling like, oh, but I was like, it's okay. He hasn't read it yet. Once he does, I'm not going to rip him a new one because he didn't read it immediately. But it turned out fine. But that wouldn't have been something that I could have done. Because logically, you know, don't yell at your husband, don't belittle him, don't do this, don't do that.
Yep.
But I was never able to do that before. So clearly this hack worked.
Yep. Isn't it so cool? I shared it. There was a guy in my life group, a new guy in our life group. He's been there for a few weeks, Thursday.
Yeah.
And he was talking about his anger, right? And I look at his stuff and I'm like, dude, he's just stuck on the red line, right? That anger.
Absolutely.
Anger. And that red line can be anything. It could be anger. It could be our addictions. It could be, you know, our bad habits, you know, the disrespect for our wife or our children or whatever it is, right? It could be road rage, you know? So that red line is anything. And I just said, look, he's just on the anger red line. Yeah. He's walking along the red line, so anything pulls him off, right? And so I was like, if he just knew he could get away from the red line, back away from it, then he would realize, like, I got to get away from that anger this way, right?
Yes.
And so so I shared it with him, and he said the same thing, like, oh my gosh, I never knew that I could just get rid of our anger and how to back away from the anger.
Yes.
Like, we know not to get angry. I just don't know how not to get angry.
Yep.
Yeah. So
now we do.
So cool. So cool.
Very helpful.